Hello everyone, happy October 31st, happy Halloween. I hope everyone's doing well. This is my third time recording this video. Mercury retrograde is going to end soon. I know it. It's going to end on November 3rd. So let's get to it. I wrote out a lot of stuff, so let's just jump right into it, okay? So it's the blue moon, right? And blue moon means that it's the second, I want to make sure my volume is up. I'm pretty sure my volume is up. It is the second full moon in the calendar month, okay? 7:49 a.m., so that's tomorrow morning, Pacific Standard Time, that's the high peak of the full moon, 7:49. 10:49 Eastern Standard Time and 2:49 p.m. will be the UK time, GMT time, I believe, yeah. So happy birthday to all the Scorpios out there. Yesterday was really rough with the Mercury retrograde for me, man. The full moon is in Taurus, all right? And that's happening in the 6th house, okay? And I should have written that down just so I don't have to. So that's happening in Virgo's house. I don't have a pen next to me, but it's happening in Virgo's house. Now, this is good because Taurus is Earth and Virgo is Earth, right? There's going to be a lot of mothering issues that will come up in this full moon, okay? And I'll get to that later because there's so much information, and I'll get to that. The strongest energy for Halloween and for the full moon, because it's happening on October 31st, Saturday, full moon in Taurus, is 12, right? So on this chart that I use, it shows the elemental energies of the day, and then water being the second at 7, right? And earth and water are a pair, and fire and air as a pair. So it's a good energy day, but you have to do the spiritual work. So there's many things that you can do, right? Taurus governs the neck, the vocal cords, the throat, the thyroid gland. So you might want to do some kind of energy work and be kind to those parts of your body. They tend to be more sensitive on those days when they're in the moon. It's 8 degrees 38 minutes. So you can use this, you can translate this and use this in your meditation, maybe a 40-minute meditation. You want to go over the minutes, or just if the minutes are perfect, like 11 minutes, 30 minutes if you do Kundalini yoga. But 38 minutes or 40 minutes, you can do your meditation or your spiritual practice. Always start 3 minutes before the high peak of the moon so that you build up the endorphins, your energy is pumped, right, for your practice. 8 in tarot represents the strength card. So this is going to be another thing to look at, a karmic power. Have careful control of what you say and what you do. You can interpret it this way. So a lot of karmic energies and karmic events will be happening even 3 days after the full moon, okay? 8 is infinite, right? Infinite or a continuous cycle, okay? And a person who has 8 as a birth number, and that the day will hold this energy, right? And even 3 days after the full moon, aggressive, determined, and responsible. So they can either use that in a good or bad, right? So just keep that in mind, because November 3rd, I have a reading for that. And I want to do it because this is like my 3rd time today, 2 times yesterday recording the video. Anyway, so basically, the moon is exalted in Taurus. This means that it's very powerful. So you can tap into this energy of the Taurus moon, okay? And I can see the chart in the video, so I'm checking that out as well. So it is a very powerful moon for Taurus, for Scorpio. It's opposite sign. And it's an imaginative moon, so you can use it for imagination work, even astral travel if you want. And it's a creative moon as well, okay? So let's get into the powerful meaning of the moon. I want to talk about that first, then I'll give every zodiac reading. Okay, it's a moon about balance. All right, and you want to balance your work and home life and separating them as well, right? This is some of the things you can notice within yourself if you're brave and strong enough to do that, or behavior you can recognize in others, which is people really making excuses for the things that they should be doing. And it will be in detail to their work, right? It might not be their favorite thing to do in their job, and they'll make excuses not to do it. You might notice crybaby personalities, because people who are born, who has Taurus in the 6th house, will have this type of energy about them, demanding attention, okay? And the need to learn to be selfless, and the things that you do, it should be a selfless act and not one of just expecting things, okay? Care about your body, know about the health of your body is going to be very powerful right now. Even with COVID and the lockdown that we've been dealing with since March 2020, and now being October, health is a big thing, okay? And my industry is growing in that health and wellness for my work. So, and it's very important even if you're doing it from home. So your health, caring for your body, and Taurus is known for that. So if there's any kind of abuse, overeating, using food as a comfort, it's easy, but just be mindful of how we use that. Okay, so let's move on. 1944, I looked up, was the last full moon on Halloween. And then other parts from this article I was reading, 1955, they had Halloween, but it wasn't in North America or South America. Something like that. So that was quite interesting. But the cool thing is that it's a rare happening to have the full moon on Halloween. So this is pretty cool. I kind of wish I was, well, I mean, I'll go trick-or-treating with my little one, but I want to be home and kind of, just like chill and enjoy that time and watch movies and eat and yeah. And I like Halloween costume parties. So hopefully next year, I was hoping to do it this year, but next year, right? So whatever you guys are doing, I hope you guys are having fun. So let's check this out, okay? Think about how you're feeling right now. And this is going to kind of match for everyone, really. Is the moon is about our emotions, right? We know this. It's about our comfort zone, and that's gonna be a big thing. So it's a great moon to kind of let go of things, right? And it's more of like an ancestral practice where you are not only letting go of your own karmic past, and especially for Sagittarius because they have the South Node, but and Geminis as well. That's going to be powerful ritual practice to do on this full moon, and anyone can do that. And really knowing your comfort zone. People are going to be not putting up with things that cross the line with them, right? So our emotions, material sides of things, we're going to really take into account what is important to us, the material things that's important to us. And how we express our feelings, right? We're going to be looking at that. And some of us might not learn from that, but some of us will. How we express ourselves is going to be very important. So we want to make sure that we're working on ourselves in that aspect, okay? All right. So let me start with Taurus. Taurus is in the descending, okay? So for all of the Taurus, you want to make sure that you guys are being very practical, right? Make sure you're reliable for yourself. A lot of self-work for others. Some of you might be wanting to partner up with someone for something, or finding a partner, or feeling the need for relationships. Maybe feeling more traditional, right? Maybe being around loved ones more, right? And since you're in the part of the chart where it's your interpersonal work, you will be looking to do more work on yourself, your inner self, your inner feelings, maybe meditating on that. Some of you will be thinking about what you're not instead of what you are. So remember that if you're doing the work to encourage yourself, that's great, but try not to be too hard on yourself, because you're in Virgo's house and Virgo can be very hard on themselves. So make sure that it is something that is going to be powerful and uplifting for you, the work that you're going to be doing. Okay, some of you might want to be home and be alone. That's could be a possibility. This is something that I think is cool, and it's using the natal chart. I'm just going to show you like this. This is one that you can find easily online. And being in the descending, you can use this if you are familiar with directional energetic work. You can sunset will be powerful for you. This is like after, depends on your time zone, but after the high peak of the moon, sunset, and the western direction can be a focal point for your work. Okay, you can tap into that. And if you're focusing on your home life, family, creativity work, or focusing on your interpersonal relationships with yourself, but your external, with your work, your co-workers, maybe you need to be better personality for your co-workers and not messing up, right? So certain things that you might not be aware of, it's actually time to work on how you speak to others and how you work with others. So how does the world see you? And it's just growing and being a better person, not getting beaten down, okay? Not taking it in a negative way. So it's going to bring up a lot of those issues for Taurus, and work on your 6th house issues, being in Virgo's house, okay? So let's go to Gemini. Gemini, you have the North Node and you're in the 8th house. You're in Scorpio's house. So all the issues that deal with Scorpio is going to be there for you. The North Node, where you're going. If you feel a little bit crazy in this Mercury retrograde, that's perfectly fine. For all the signs, don't try to do too much this full moon. Make it light and easy practice, because you have to build up your emotions to handle what's going to be happening on the full moon and 3 weeks after the full moon. That's my prediction. That's how I feel. And work on your 8th house issues. Work on your protecting your energy. 8th house stuff, ancestral work, your sexual energy, money. Just really work on, study the 8th house and really work on that and figure out what can you work on. Cancer, 9th house, no planets. Look to your opposite sign for any form of guidance, and you will intuitively know, Cancer, this is what I need to work on this full moon. This is how I'm feeling. So cleansing bath. Just keep things very light, okay? And do things to calm your mind and your nerves, right? Leo, you're in the MC. You're in the light, right? You're in the stage, the light. So the time of day that will be good for you is noon, and you're thinking about your future plans and building your legacy, your goals. So you're very goal oriented this full moon. So writing down your plans that you have for your future will be a good practice for you. And maybe even thinking about traveling. Some of you guys might be even thinking about traveling. Traveling, and even getting some kind of training or taking a course to like learn something. So you guys are feeling that kind of energy as well, okay? Anything to do with the 9th house, you'll be looking into that. Virgo, the 10th house, no planets, but the full moon is in your house. So you'll be feeling like a need to connect with your mothering energy, with your grounding and healing energy, okay? So you guys will be working on that and connecting to all the good qualities of Taurus, which you guys share. So it's like being dependable, right? But being dependable for yourself. It's a lot of self-work and the people that are closer to you, but a lot of healing also for Virgo, which is going to be needed, and planning out how you're seen, and the action, every action that you take and the way you communicate after Mercury goes direct on November 3rd is going to be good for you, just like Gemini. So it's not doing too much, but going with timing is going to help, and you're very wise in that, so you'll figure that one out. Libra, you have Mercury retrograde and you have Venus in your sign. So Mercury is going to go direct in your sign on the 3rd, so that's good. So tap into your Virgo quality of being cool, being calm, and allow things to work out in its own time. Do the best you can and then just relax. Okay, and you are, yeah. Yep. Yeah, and just allow things to work at its own time, yeah? And you're just waiting for that Mercury retrograde because you're feeling it and you're noticing it in other people's life. Even if it's not affecting Libra too hard, you're noticing it in the people's life that you care about, okay? And looking at, 11th house issues as well, right? And working through those and just using the power of your intuition is going to help you, okay? The power of your intuition, and let's see, the power of your intuition, and really not being as social as you can be, okay? And a lot of planning and looking to what you aspire to do. So use this time to be quiet and to plan where you want to go. Okay, Scorpio is in the ascending. So Scorpio, you being in the ascending, the eastern direction and sunrise is a very powerful focal point for you. Your personal focusing on your professional life, what your goals are, what you're going after next, and just feeling it and knowing that how you think and how you feel and the words that you use mentally is going to help push you forward, Scorpio, to where you need to go. Be determined, be brave, be honest, and keep being ambitious. This is going to help. And also be in a good location when the full moon happens. You don't have to feel forced to be anywhere where you don't want to be, okay? So that's going to be very important for this full moon for Scorpio. And remember that your opposite sign, Taurus, it's their moon, so you can benefit from that, some grounding energy, so you're not worried so much, or whatever is the negative feelings that you're having, you can kind of purge that, let it go. Scorpio, South Node retrograde in the 2nd house of Taurus. Past family issues are going to come up, childhood issues are going to come up, and the need for healing is going to be important, and the need for a cleanse is going to be very important for you guys, okay? So that's going to be very powerful. Past life, past karmic work, and you're in the 2nd house of Taurus, so this is very powerful. You can connect strongly to the moon with recognizing where you are in your chart, and for everyone to know where their Taurus is in their chart, and to see what house that their Taurus is in and what planets are there or not there. You can see, am I experiencing those experiences astrologically, the definition of it, before the full moon, during the full moon, and after the full moon. So you can tap into your birth chart to see what you can work on the full moon as well. Capricorn, you have Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in the 3rd house. This is where I went cuckoo and was reading for November 3rd when I should have been reading for the full moon, okay? So Jupiter is, because this is a powerful position with Capricorn, we're dealing with real life issues here in the matrix in this world, right? So Jupiter is 20 degrees 59 minutes. Saturn is 26 degrees 11 minutes, and Pluto is 22 degrees 40 minutes. So Pluto is very, Saturn is strong, then Pluto, then Jupiter, as far as the energy of those planets in the third house, in Gemini's house of communication. So career, work, material world, it's all about communicating this, and this is going to be powerful leading up to from the October 31st to November 3rd. Okay, so you're going to notice that within yourself, everybody is going to feel this. Jupiter is asking you, how do you attract your opportunities? So this is going to be powerful for Geminis and Capricorn. Okay, and it's going to be powerful also for Taurus as well. Taurus is going to be more behind the scenes like Capricorn, right? Their actions are not going to be seen, but they're going to direct it. And that's really a lot of the earth energies can direct actions, while the air signs are like the frontal people, right? And anyone that has a strong fire, not only fire signs, will bring more action, and the water signs will bring action, but try to bring more calm and balance. Oddly enough, it's interesting. So Capricorn, so Jupiter is asking you, Capricorn, how do you attract your opportunities? Saturn is asking you, what do you struggle with? Okay, and then, okay, trying to improve that, right? What do you struggle with? And then where are you disciplined and you're really strong and you excel? And then Pluto is asking you to let certain things die, let certain things wither away that needs to transform and to be better and to evolve. And the first four letters of the word evolve is love, spelled backwards. So how can you evolve with love? And that's going to be what we have to communicate, but it's not going to be in a soft way. It's going to be in a powerful way, right? Because here comes Aquarius in the IC, which is the history, right? So your roots, your foundation of who you are, your past memories, your childhood, your family, and your healing. So Aquarius is going to take an inward look at themselves, and midnight is going to be powerful for Aquarius on this full moon. So as I learn more, I share more of how you can connect to this energy. There's no planets in Aquarius, so you don't really necessarily have anything big to work on, but sibling issues will come up, environmental issues will come up. That's generally speaking, but you could be an Aquarius with a strong other zodiac, and you might have those issues to work on, but then you can use what I've said for that other sign to help you, right? Because you could be an Aquarius, like I just said, but your chart is set up in such a way that you might have a Leo experience to also deal with, or you might have someone you love that's another sign that's dealing with that, and then you can offer them comfort and solutions. Pisces, mother, okay? So how you were raised is going to come up as an issue for Pisces. Your childhood issues, the need to control your home also. Neptune is in retrograde in the 4th house, in Cancer's house. So another water sign's house you're in. So you can tap into the power of Cancer to help you heal that issue, where you wouldn't rely on your, say, Pisces energy so much. So look into your Neptune and slowly understand things rather than quickly. Aries, you have Chiron retrograde and Mars retrograde. And this is happening in the 5th house, which is ruled by Leo and the Sun. So this can be great for you for healing if you choose to use it in the correct way. And how do you take action, Aries? How do you take action? You might want to look at that to better yourself. How do you fight and how do you work? So how do you fight and how do you work? How can you change that so that it benefits you, right? In the way you communicate with yourself and others and build stronger relationship, family, creativity, joy. The planets will help you to determine its role in your life, right? So that was something that came up in my research. So the planets are going to determine how the meanings of these planets and people in your life will play a role in your life. So it's not about using people or anything, but you have that I am energy. So seeking healing that you need, and being mindful of how you hurt yourself and how you make yourself powerful is a great lesson to learn before the moon calendar ends, right, and starts anew again in March. Or, you know, this is like the winding down, ending months, right? So yeah, I think I covered everybody and everything. I wanted to talk about November 3rd, right? But I'll make another video on that, but I'll just touch, I'll have to make a separate video for that and just kind of get to that better, right? Because putting too many things in one video is not going to help. So I'm learning not, I just don't want to do that. But I hope that everyone enjoys the full moon. And Halloween, right? So the most important thing I want you to get out of this is looking at your chart, right? And seeing where Taurus is in your chart, what house it's in, what planets are there, right? And if there's no planets there, then there's nothing. You already learned everything in your past life, is one way of looking at it. There's no planet there, right? And there's nothing really to work on but focusing on that house, right? And the meaning of that house. Yeah. So just being mindful of that and looking at where Taurus is. And for Taurus, I don't think I mentioned this. Let me jump back to Taurus. I don't know why. I'm looking at my, and I didn't write it down. That's why. Eek, eek, eek. Yeah, so for Taurus, I don't think I said it in this video. Taurus, you have Uranus retrograde in the 6th house, the moon in the 6th house, Fortuna in the 6th house, which is money. So you'll be really lucky with money as well. So you can do some money work on the moon. And Lilith in the 6th house. So you have 4 planets in the 6th house with you, right? In Virgo's house. So, and like I said, you being in the descendant, the western direction is going to be powerful, and sunset is going to be powerful, right? And who's in the IC? I'll come back to you in a second. Who's in the IC? Aquarius. So Aquarius, I did tell you midnight is powerful for you, and this full moon, along with the high peak of the full moon. And then Leo is in the MC. So noontime is powerful for Leo, this full moon. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, Taurus, it's all about you balancing all of these energies in the 6th house, in Virgo's house. And your Lilith is how you're going to problem solve this. If you problem solve things, and this is for everyone too, can benefit from what's in Taurus too. If you're going to problem solve the old way, you're going to end up with the same problems and mistakes. But if you problem solve in a better way and be strategic with how you're doing things in a better way, you can win. And your money will work for you, and your personality will improve, and your Uranus, how you rebel, how you fight against things, how you push things forward in a better way rather than in a messed up way. But it's all about balance, and that Virgo energy is going to help Taurus and others with mothering themselves and healing themselves and nurturing themselves, your health, your wellness, your work, your service, how you improve yourself without, being negative and too much. Your daily life, how you serve, right? And this is the lesson for everyone: how I serve, how I help others, because everything is a cycle, right? So how are we participating in our life with ourselves and others? All right, I'm going to cut it right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoy this, and I will see you guys next time. All right, happy Halloween, happy full moon in Taurus. Peace.